Discovered a shocking revelation on wife's phone. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. My story is much like many, I, 38M, and my wife, 39F, while we were seniors in college. Since we both lived and went to school in the same area as our university, there was no need to split up upon graduation. We both easily fell into our careers of study and soon moved in together. After another year as BF/GF, and then we were engaged. We wed that next year in a beautiful ceremony, and best part is both of us acknowledged the need for a prenup as we didn't want to stick one another with the other's dead in case we didn't work out, but why wouldn't it? I love this woman to the sun and moon, and I know she feels the same for me. Fast forward 3 years later. We both worked standard business hours, but I started noticing a distance forming between the two of us. I would talk to her about it and even suggest taking a vacation or a weekend getaway, but she was always busy with work. Soon what followed was her constantly being on her phone and text messaging all the oddest times. I would wake sometimes with her texting someone, but she would just tell me it was one of her friends. The thing is, I believed her. We had a few friends who worked odd hours and wouldn't get off till the morning, so I just chalked it up as her keeping her friends company during the nightly loneliness. We still spent time together on our days off and went to certain events around the city, so in my mind we were still good, even the sex was still awesome. Couple weeks later we went to one of those food and jazz events and we ran into one of her coworkers who was there with his girlfriend. He was a little shorter than me but almost the same build. He was overly talkative, and I can tell his girlfriend was getting a little annoyed, and so was I. So finally, I said, "Hey sweetness, let's grab a drink and see the show." No matter where we were or where we walked to, I noticed that she seemed like she was on alert, constantly moving around. After the night was over, I started asking questions about the coworker, like why did it seem like she was constantly looking for him. She said it was nothing and I was making a big deal of it. I know what I saw and something wasn't right, so I made a mental note to check up on the guy on a later date. We soon went to bed as we both had work in the morning. I woke up in the middle of the night due to acid reflux and saw her phone lighting up with notifications. This may sound petty, but I grabbed her phone. The thing is, if she wanted my phone or to read my messages, she knows all my logins and passwords, so it wouldn't bother me one bit, and that's when I noticed her password was changed. I put the phone back and again decided to check on it later. We both get ready to go, but she seems in a hurry to leave extra early. I got to one of my closest friends to get advice on what's going on, but he confirms that her actions are a bit shady. He tells me to talk to her first in a non-accusing way. She gets home late blaming traffic when there wasn't any, was off that day due to doctor appointment and other errands, and I asked her if I can use her phone for a minute as mine was acting a bit buggy. Total lie. She becomes a bit startled and starts asking a bunch of questions about my phone, so I asked once more, "May I please use your phone?" Suddenly, she's telling she has to make a quick call and to hold on while walking to the bathroom. She comes out and hands me her unlocked phone, but she's watching me like a hawk while I'm using it. Finally, I had enough of this weirdness going on and I asked straight up what's going on. I told her how much I loved her and that she can talk to me if something isn't right. I asked her, is it me? Am I doing something wrong? All I get is nothing is wrong and apologies if I'm feeling a certain way, BS like that. Then she tells me I'm her everything and she loves me too. As weeks pass, it's much of the same behavior with a splash of making me feel as though I'm crazy, that something is different. After days of slight eavesdropping, I finally learned her passcode to her phone. That night I decided to pretend to sleep until she finally passed out so I could see her phone. After texting until 1:30 in the morning, she finally went to sleep. I grabbed her phone, unlocked it, and the worst was confirmed, which was that she was cheating on me with the same coworker from the jazz event a month and a half ago. I screenshot everything, messages and nude pictures, and sent it to my phone and my email. I couldn't sleep. I put my clothes on and drove to the store for cigarettes and beer. I left a voicemail at my job and told them I won't be coming due to an emergency. I fell asleep on the couch and was awakened by my cheating wife as to why did I sleep on the couch and was I drinking and smoking. I simply smiled at her and asked if I was a good husband. To her confusion, she responded in kind and said yes. That's when I hit her with the $1,000,000 question, then why did you cheat on me? She gave a puzzled look and pressed, saying, "Therese, no need to give me that dumbass look because I know everything." She tried to blow me off by getting ready for work, denying the fact that she was cheating, that is till I read one text message out of the many had saved. She stopped dead and began trying to explain things, saying she'll stay home and talk, take a sick day, how sorry she was. At that point I just put on my clothes and left her there with tears forming. I called my best friend and told him what happened. Lucky for me he was home because Therese no telling where I would have driven to, probably into a wall because that's how my heart felt. She's texting and calling me and once I get to my BF's app I cut my phone off. Wasn't sure what my next step would be. I love this woman and would have dived on a grenade for her but apparently, I wasn't good enough. There will be no more updates to this story. Here is the second story. Wife fell out of love and cheated on me. Hi. I have been married for 7 years and have an almost 5-year-old daughter. My wife has been having an affair now for the last 8 months. The guy lives in another city hours away, and has a wife and kids. She told me about the affair several months ago, but said they had not slept together. We went to marriage counseling, which did not result in much, because she said she didn't think she wanted to stay together. She said that the reason she didn't want to stay was not because of the affair, but because she felt she was missing something in her life. She finds life routine, and doesn't really feel like a woman. I told her I can work on this, however, she felt she couldn't. In any case, over the following months, she made no steps to move out, or to leave in any way. She still shares a bed with me, although sleeping is all that happens, and we still do family events together. She works, has a good job, and has no financial reasons why she couldn't move on her own. I found out that while she was going on business trips, she was meeting the guy. After months of this, and getting really sick of the situation, I told her I could not deal with it anymore, and I was going to call the guy's wife and tell her, since she had a right to know. This resulted in my wife telling him that I was going to call his wife, and so he got paranoid and told his wife he was having an affair but said it was over. He basically dumped my wife, and since a week ago they have no more contact. After the breakup she was devastated. And still is. She told me she fell in love with him and they did have sex several times. She still loves me and I am her family, but she no longer feels in love with me. So, I love my wife, and that is why I have put up with all this so far. I've been trying to support her through this, but feel like an idiot doing so. I always said that if my wife cheated I would leave right away, however, when actually faced with the situation, and having a young child, it is not so clear what to do. I've been trying to process the fact that she slept with someone else, is in love with someone else, but still seems to want to stay with her family. I have asked if she thinks she could fall in love with me again, and of course she doesn't know. She says she needs time to heal from the situation and think. Here are some of the best comments from our community. Keep in mind that she'd still be having the affair if he didn't dump her. Stop worrying about supporting her, what is she doing? Crying on your shoulder over the other guy? Come on man. Support yourself through this. Circle your wagons, lawyer up. She made a proactive decision to start a relationship with another man. Think about that. Why the fuck would you even consider having her as a life partner now? You know how much energy you are going to waste now policing her if you stay. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.